All right, so welcome everybody. I am so thankful that you guys are here tonight, that you have joined me, and that you guys are choosing to learn more about supporting your emotional health. So this topic is so important to me. It's so close to my heart, and I'm just so thankful to be able to sharing this with you guys tonight. This has been my background. This has been my journey. I had a journey with severe anxiety and panic attacks, and holistic alternatives and natural solutions is actually what had eased me and found my way into kind of that healing place. And so to be able to share this with you guys tonight and share kind of the why behind our emotions and how we can use natural and holistic alternatives is just something I'm so passionate about. And I'm just so excited that you guys have taken that time tonight to be here and to learn a little bit more about it. So my name is Jennifer Bitner. So I have a degree from Western that has a concentration on youth at risk. So I actually wanted to work with youth and help with their mental rehabilitation back into society. It's always been something really huge for me. I have my coaching background, my NLP, as well as do some energy work. So really looking at that holistic side to our body. So our mind, our bodies, and our emotional, spiritual connection. I am a first-time mom, so this is definitely something where I do love to speak to other moms or soon-to-be moms who are also going down this journey, because I do feel ya. I've been there and I'm there now too. And I'm also a doTERRA Gold Leader with doTERRA Essential Oils as an educator. So I will be your educator tonight, and I'm really excited to be able to kind of help you alongside the oils side of things and how these natural wellness products can be able to help you. So let's get right into it. So you guys really do hold the key to your own happiness and health. So if I were to ask you, would you like to be more happy, connected, and empowered? Think about that for just a second. Like, how would that make you feel to know that you could be more happy, connected, and empowered? In this class, this is where you are going to learn these key items. You are going to learn the science behind emotion and essential oils. You're going to learn the tools and habits for healthy body chemistry. And you're going to learn practical emotional wellness steps that you can take right now. And that's what I love about this, is you're going to be able to walk away with things tonight that you can start implementing right away. So you are created to function as a whole. So the spirit, the mind, and the body are inseparably connected. They communicate at a cellular level. So in order to be well, you need to take good care of yourself. You need to nourish. So we need to be centered and well to be good for others. So we need to have that balance between our spirit, our minds, and our bodies. And we need to nourish that balance so we can function as a whole. So our body is brilliant in design, and it naturally wants to be balanced and whole. So to learn the language of your body, you need to know what emotions are and what they are communicating. So neuroscientists have actually discovered that emotions are information-carrying molecules that bind and react with cell receptors. Okay, so sorry, yes, this is be your own best advocate and claim the gift of wellness. That's a gold pot of of wellness. So as I was mentioning, emotions are information carrying molecules. So what these emotions are is they are binding to and they're reacting with cell receptors. So what they do is they go into the cell and they impact the function and the behavior of the cell. And that's huge. So in other words, what emotions are doing is they're in their smallest and most basic form, they are chemical molecules. So in this image here, you're actually going to see that this cell is receiving molecules on one of its receptors. And these receptors are molecules that function as senses or as scanners, so kind of like our eyes and our ears. And the receptors gather in a cluster at the surface of a cell, and they just wait for a chemical to attach a message to it. So this new information is received inside the cell, and it impacts your energy level, it impacts your behavior, and it impacts your mood. So it's absolutely fascinating to discover how emotions actually affect our overall health. So we know that emotions are processed throughout the entire body, right? So if we've got cells all throughout our body, we know that emotions are being processed and impacting those cells and impacting our behavior throughout the entire body. So because emotions are chemicals, they're not limited to just the mind. So emotions will flow and are processed throughout the body, and science reveals that there are actually complex neural processing functions in the mind, the heart, and the gut. So these would be referred to as our three brains. So our three brains basically means that you can process feelings in each one of these brains. So I think that's pretty cool that, it's not just what we think, right? We just think like our brain is just in our head, but really there's these three different brains that our bodies will actually process. We've got the mind, and the mind is like a conductor. So it directs the body to feel emotionally and behave physically. And then you've got the heart, and the heart discerns the messages that our brain receives. And then you've got your gut, and your gut will respond accordingly, distributing health or illness to the rest of our body. And I always like to point out the fact that 90% of the body's serotonin, and serotonin is the happy chemical. So that's the chemical that we want to have that keeps us happy and that sends that emotion. And 90% of that serotonin, of our body serotonin, is actually involved. It's in the gut, and that's what's involved in mind mood management, and that's produced in our gut. And that's why we say, like, you are what you eat, or what you eat you feel. And that's why, because our food plays such a huge role in that, because those chemicals are actually being produced in our gut. So what I want to do is I actually want to walk you through how this works. So we know that the three brains communicate with each other, and they feed back to and therefore influence the mind. So if we know that these three are working together, they're going to have an impact on overall wellness. So if we're connected and we're whole, then we're in a great place. We feel great. We're all connected and all is good. But we know that that's not always the case. We know that in life, things happen, things come up, life experiences happen, and we're not always going to have that connection. So I want to walk you through kind of how that's working in your body. So has anyone ever felt this way? Has anyone ever felt like the woman in this picture here? You are kind of frazzled, you get a phone call and someone's, maybe getting mad at you on the other line, and you're hearing some awful news, and you've got this baby crying, and you've got a dog barking, and life is just kind of going crazy. And in this moment, you're having a life experience in this moment. And what's happening is this woman here experiencing this is actually recording this feeling in her subconscious mind. She's processing this, and we're feeling it in her mind. So as she's processing what's going on in her environment, you can see how kind of in this image, how each of the brains are sending their own message to her. So the mind is thinking, oh my goodness, I need to figure this out. This is my responsibility. Like, I have to do this. Then the heart's thinking, I feel so overwhelmed. Like, maybe I'm holding too much. And then the gut reinforces, I am stuck. I just don't know what to do. So if we're experiencing something that's not right, we will hold tension in one of these three brains. And I just wanted to point out that children actually hold most of the tension in their gut, because this is one of the first organs to develop in the womb. And they don't yet have that ability to form logic in their brain. So they hold a lot of that tension in their gut. And that's why a lot of kids have a gut-brain disconnection. So our goal here is to promote a healthy gut, brain, heart connection. So now we know that the message has been sent to all three of these brains after this experience was felt by this woman. And now a biochemical reaction is occurring. So one now might feel conflicted or confused or even notice having an unsettled stomach. So these negative reactions are actually just the consequence of these conflicting messages. And these conflicting messages that are being sent throughout the cells, throughout all the cells in the body, they're disrupting this internal balance. So if you remember that original picture where she was all in balance and glowing and all was good, well, now you see that there's this disconnection because there's a disruption in that internal balance. There's these mixed messages that are being sent. So this disconnection now is going to result in a state of dis-ease, right? The body's not in a state of ease, and that's the reaction. Now from that, what happens is we create a new belief. So when we think and feel something simultaneously, so we have the thought and now we're having this reaction to the thought, a feeling inside of us, when those two things happen simultaneously, a new belief is now created. So in this example, she's now concluding, I'm not good enough. Or, and then what's happening is we're always reinforcing old beliefs or we're planting new ones, right? So that's what's constantly happening in our lives is we're either throughout, as these experiences are always happening to us, we're just reinforcing these old beliefs that I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. Or we're planting new beliefs by new actions happening in our life, right? And then again, we have a reaction to it, and then that creates a new belief. So we need to look that we're either going to be nurturing a belief that produces fruit, or we're cultivating a seed or a weed, right? Are we growing something healthy, or are we watering a bad seed? So I'm sure we can all relate to what's going on in this woman's life. And for those of you that may be using essential oils already, this is where we'd say, okay, this girl needs some balance, right? We need to get some balance on this girl's feet. We need to ground her and kind of, stabilize her and allow her to feel a lot more just grounded and deep rooted, and know that, we can kind of move forward and kind of get that sense of calming. So what I want you to do is just quickly close your eyes, and I want you just to listen to the language your body is speaking to you right now. So do you feel whispers of head tension or stomach pain? Does your heart feel heavy or conflicted? I want you to think of the activities then and the habits of your week coming up. And based on what you've discovered in your feelings, in your body, what is one weed that you would want to remove from your life right now? So this might be a negative thought or a relationship or a substance. For instance, if I have the thought pattern, I'm overwhelmed, I feel stressed, then I might feel that I know what that weed is, and I want to maybe write that down and come back to that, right? And take action on that. So far, if we were in a class setting, this would be the handout. So I just want to kind of recap what we've talked about so far. So we've talked about how we're created to function as a whole. We're created to function, in unison with our mind, our body, and our spirit, and to nourish those three, and to have that self-care, and to, be able to fill ourselves up to give to others. We know that our body's made up of intelligent cells in order to restore health. And we know that we are our own best advocate to claim the gift of wellness. We know that we have that ability. We also have learned that emotions are information-carrying molecules. We know that they impact the function and our behavior and our actions because they give messages to our cells. And we've learned about the three brains. We've learned that the three brains are the mind, which is our logic, our heart, which is our intuition, and our gut, which gives us that gut feeling. And these three brains communicate with each other, and they want to create that wholeness and that wellness. However, when a life experience happens that's maybe negative, what we're doing is we're processing that life experience, and these processes happen in those three brains, in our mind, our heart, and our gut. And then these feelings that we have are now creating a reaction in our body, and because that reaction occurs, we then get a disconnection, and that disconnection is what creates this new belief. Okay, so that's where we are so far. So let's talk about some of the powers of the almighty essential oils and how these can actually work towards creating emotional wellness and emotional balance. So two of the most important mind mood management oils I would like to say would be balance and frankincense. These are two really amazingly magical oils when it comes to balancing your minds and creating that sense of grounding. So we've talked about the power of the body and the science of emotion. So I want to introduce you into a few of the essential oils now, so we can kind of walk out how that would look for you in your life. So essential oils are definitely incredibly effective emotional wellness tools. So our first one that I want to talk about quickly is balance. So this is going to be very calming and grounding to your central nervous system. And our central nervous system is responsible for either that fight or flight. It's also responsible for either calming us down. So this one is really grounding to our nervous system. In balance, it also contains frankincense, and frankincense is a powerful cleanser and magnifier that really opens the mind's eye, so you can apply it to your forehead, and it connects the soul with its authenticity. So applying it over your heart is another really great place, just to kind of give that grounding effect as well. Now, frankincense is really known as the king of mood oils. It has over 200 chemical constituents in it. So it works on the mood and the nervous system issues. So really great oils to have on hand. So because both emotions and essential oils are both chemically based, a powerful reaction occurs when they make contact with the body. Essential oils are very chemically complex, which is why each oil is able to have so many uses and applications. So the receptors that are on the outside of the cell, so remember back to that one picture that had the receptor on the outside of the cell, those receptors are always searching for the body's chemicals and the cell's needs and what the cell needs. So when the body isn't producing the chemicals naturally, that is called a chemical imbalance. And we are designed to want to be well. If we remember that, right? We're designed to want to be whole and well. And we want to support the body in doing its job. So the cool thing here is that essential oils are natural chemicals. So just like our body, they can support what the body needs. And this means that they are efficient at detoxing the cell and restoring proper cell function. So this is why it's so amazing how biocompatible essential oils are with the body. So if we look at this wild orange here, wild orange invites connection in the body and it stimulates energy. So many people will love to put wild orange in a diffuser to diminish feelings of overwhelm in their environment. And citrus oils like wild orange are really great for uplifting the mood and promoting a toxic release. So this is really great because you can use this to detoxify and clear out those mixed messages that your cells are getting. This is really cool here. One of the reasons that essential oil molecules go cellular so quickly is because they are extremely molecular dense. So one single drop of essential oil has 40 million trillion molecules. Like, that is a massive number. That is 40,000 molecules for every single cell. So these tiny molecules from the chemical compounds in essential oils can service every single cell of your body within minutes. That is crazy. That is so cool. So because of their chemical complexity, essential oils promote emotional and physical detox. So those 40 million trillion molecules in essential oils meet the molecules of the emotion at the receptor site, And then the essential oils clear through the receptor sites, removing the conflicting cellular messages, and pass through the cell membrane, encouraging the cell to restore and maintain its natural, intelligent design, just the way that it was meant to. So you can see here, the first cell has these conflicting messages. It's not doing good. It's got that imbalance. And with that drop of essential oil, we can restore the cell's function the way that it's naturally intended to do and the way that it wants to be. Now, the body is organic, and so we need tools that are whole. We need to give our body whole organic tools as well, right? So that they're compatible with each other. So essential oils are natural compounds inside of plants. So this is one of the reasons that essential oils do not carry side effects. So here's a picture of a peppermint leaf, and just below it, a magnifying peppermint leaf. So the oil sacs that are sitting on the surface of the peppermint leaf in the magnified photo are the volatile life force of the plant. So essential oils course through the plant as its lifeblood, helping the plant defend and nourish and repair itself. And essential oils have the same function in the plant as blood has to the human body. Now, the quality and grade of an essential oil will determine its effectiveness. So if there's anything you're going to take away from this webinar, it is that the quality and grade of an essential oil will determine its effectiveness. So there are 3 grades of essential oils. There's synthetic, which is your toxic chemical fragrances. So like lavender laundry detergent, that's a synthetic grade of oil. Then you've got your food grade, which are extracts and flavorings, like spearmint gum, for example, right? So you can ingest it, but it's still just a food grade flavoring. And then there's therapeutic grade, which is like your spa massages and aromatherapy. Now, unfortunately, these therapeutic grades are unregulated standards in labeling and manufacturing today. So these really compromise the quality, and they provide marginal health benefits and contaminating side effects as well. So doTERRA is the brand of essential oils that I endorse and that I stand by and that I use. And doTERRA created certified pure therapeutic grade oils, and they are now the world's highest quality, verified safe for all ages. So these are above and beyond organic, verified pure. They are free of fillers, pesticides, all foreign contaminants whatsoever. There's very stringent third-party testing with every single batch to ensure powerful benefits without harmful side effects. Okay, so these are the purest oils to use for supporting the physical and emotional needs of your body. So the quality and grade of essential oil you use will determine the effectiveness. So again, when we are organic beings, we are organic as humans, and we need to use a essential oil that is going to relate and be compatible with our bodies. So essential oils are dynamic, shifting and changing intelligently as they interact with your body's biochemistry. So you will discover that each and every essential oil has both physical and emotional components and applications. So again, this is because of their chemical complexity. So this is the fun part. This is where we're going to learn and dive in about how they work. So there are 3 ways that you can experience essential oils. And the first way is aromatically. So there is a reason that this process is called aromatherapy. So smell, right, aroma, smell, is the fastest way to affect mood, and it is the quickest way to get into the deepest parts of the midbrain. So that's called our limbic system, the midbrain. So our sense of smell is 10,000 times more sensitive than any of our other senses. There are smell receptors on every single organ of our body. So as you inhale an essential oil, those aromatic molecules will actually travel up through the nasal passages to the olfactory bulbs, which is our sense of smell, and those are directly linked to the emotional limbic part of our brain. And smell is the only direct access to our amygdala. And our amygdala is where emotional memories and experiences are stored. So the aromatic inhalation, so smelling these essential oils, unlocks that amygdala again, and that's where emotional memories and experiences are stored. And this is how inhalation creates immediate emotional impact. So a simple tip is to have a diffuser. If you have a diffuser and you are running a diffuser, you are constantly getting the benefits of the aromatic side effects. So this here is peppermint, and it's one of doTERRA's most popular oils. And physically, peppermint is energizing, it's oxygenating, and it supports brain focus. Whereas emotionally, peppermint invigorates and it dispels mental fog. So there you see how it has a physical and an emotional benefit. So the second way that we can use essential oils for emotional support is by applying them topically. So essential oils are transdermal. This means that their tiny molecules can pass through your skin and go straight into your circulatory system. So applied anywhere on the body, essential oils will penetrate every single cell. So topical application stimulates self-repair. So here's some really great topical applications to affect the 3 brains of the body. So wherever you are holding occasional tension, you can actually massage an oil onto that area for localized support. Okay, so past tense is a really great topical blend. So physically, it could be applied for occasional head tension. Emotionally, it can be used for the discomfort and confusion. So just like the name past tense, it helps release tension from our past. So apply some over the back of your neck or on your temples or along your forehead. And just to remember, when applying topically, rub it in because the heat exchange will actually create better absorption. And the quickest access to the brain is just the base of the skull and the top of the spine. So if you just rub it in there, with the heat, it'll get transdermal right in immediately. So that's just another great tip there. And the third way that we use essential oils is exclusive to certified pure therapeutic grade oils. So exclusive to the doTERRA oils. And that is internally. Okay, so certified pure therapeutic grade oils are labeled for dietary use. They may be taken internally in these ways: in either water, under the tongue, or in a gel capsule to support overall health. So internal consumption of essential oil balances chemical reactions. So here is a picture of On Guard, and On Guard is a protective blend. So physically, it protects the body against seasonal threats. So people are getting sick, great oil to use, right? So it's a protective blend. It helps boost our immunity and it protects the body. And then emotionally, it protects against environmental threats and promotes emotional boundaries. So it can actually protect against feelings of vulnerability. So these essential oils that I've just highlighted are just a small sampling of the power essential oils have for maintaining physical and emotional well-being. So all of doTERRA's 100+ essential oils and blends have emotional and physical benefits. Now, as we discussed earlier, the gut, brain, and heart health are all interconnected. And essential oils are most effective when they're combined with good nutrition, digestive health, and proper circulation. So this here, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, this trio, is for me an absolute non-negotiable when it comes to emotional wellness. Anyone that is looking at getting more emotionally fit, getting a more that mental health kind of connection, the mind body, the brain, heart, and gut connection, like this, you have to be having that proper support when it comes to your nutrition. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack, or LLV, is a daily supplement trio that lays a really strong foundation for physical and emotional health. So it provides a really excellent source of minerals and micronutrients and healthy fats. So together, these 3 supplements will provide our 3 brains the daily cellular support that they need for us to feel good emotionally, and physically. So you've got the omega, so your XE omegas, and this provides 9 essential oils and omega fatty acids to the 3 brains. So they support brain nourishment, heart, circulatory health, and digestive functioning. So 90% of all oil in herbs and supplements are dehydrated. So when you take those vitamins, right, normal vitamins that you usually get over the counter, those are going to be either herbs or supplements, they're all dehydrated. So when you're taking those vitamins, your body can't absorb the nutrients because it's missing the key components of the actual essential oil. So unless you put the oil back into your supplement, you're kind of wasting your money, right? So this is where this is such a powerful product that doTERRA carries for mind mood management, because our brains need fat. It needs the actual oil. And this is the only omega blend on the market that has essential oils in it. And it provides the nourishment and that immune support that the brain needs. Then you've got the Alpha CRS Plus, which contains really potent antioxidants, and it promotes chemical communication in all of our cellular pathways. So it's also an anti-inflammatory, which is really great. And it provides all the energy too that we need, natural source of energy. And then the Microplex is the vitamin and mineral supplement. So that provides the optimal level of micronutrients for the immune function and your energy as well. So the 72 trace minerals and all of your 22 vitamins and minerals. Now, regular cleansing of our gut will also help restore healthy physical function. So if we cleanse out our gut, if there's some either, just if we have that unhealthy gut, if we've got some of those mixed messages happening and we know that our serotonin is low because of our gut function, it's really great to be able to have that cleanse that you can do periodically just to kind of restore the physical function. So it's also necessary for clear thinking and for mood management. So if you've got low digestive function, it's been scientifically linked to low mood. So again, remember, 90% of your body serotonin is produced in that gut. So you've got probiotics. So the PB Assist is actually a probiotic that contains pre and probiotics, and that's going to help sustain the healthy colonies of microflora and good bacteria that we need in our guts. And this will help to foster nutrient uptake, your energy metabolism, your GI immunity. And then there's also Terrazyme, which is a digestive enzyme complex, and that's going to support the conversion of food to cellular energy. It's also going to support healthy production of metabolic enzymes. So that's really a great one that you're going to want to take with food. Then the GX Assist will actually provide a natural but powerful cleanse of the GI tract. So the GX Assist will basically just get rid of everything in your digestive tract that is that's in there, that's kind of that creating a bad environment. That'll cleanse that right out. And then lemon oil and zendocrine is really going to help support the body's natural ability to cleanse itself. So that'll help support your cleansing organs, your filtering organs like your liver and your gallbladder and all of your filtering organs. That'll just kind of help it process itself. So when the gut isn't functioning properly, your mood is going to be affected. So doing this cleanse will stir up old emotions. So that is really, it's going to give you a physical cleanse. But again, we know that physical and emotional are connected. So if you're giving your body a physical cleanse, you know that it's going to stir up some old emotions as well. So just kind of don't be surprised if you release physically and you realize emotionally, because it's got to get out somehow, right? So I know that this has been a lot of information, guys. So I want to just kind of give you guys a minute to breathe. Okay, just take a second to take a deep breath. Okay, I want you guys to close your eyes again for just a moment. And I want you to inhale deeply right into your lungs. And I want you to fill your mind with light and possibility and hope. And I want you to say in your mind, I am created to function as a whole. Now I want you to exhale everything your body does not want to feel and give yourself permission to let it go. And remember that weed that you identified earlier? I want you to remove it so we can create space for new growth. And with all of these tools that I've explained, I want you to ask yourself, what do I need to plant? Is it a new belief you need to start telling yourself? Is it a new relationship? Maybe it's supplements as opposed to substances, right? So, for example, I may want to promote the new belief, I'm completely supported in every moment. And I'm going to provide place for this by cleansing my guts through using the cleansing system. I'm going to add in all the nutrients that my body needs with the lifelong vitality, and I'm going to support my body the way that it needs to. All right, so open your eyes. And we're going to kind of reassess here what we've just learned in the second half. So we know that one drop of essential oil is made up of 40 million trillion molecules. We also know that essential oils can be used for purification, and they can be used to detox our cells from those mixed messages and from that internal imbalance. We've also learned a little bit about what essential oils are and the importance of getting a certified pure therapeutic grade, because these oils have to be above organic on every level, pure, potent, genuine, and authentic. The only highest grade essential oil on the entire market is doTERRA's. They're the only ones that do the type of testing that they do and ensure that your oils, that everything is pure that's within those. We've also covered how essential oils are dynamic and how they support our bodies not only physically, but emotionally as well, and how every single oil has both a physical and emotional benefit. And we've looked through the uses, right? Aromatic, topical, internal, and how we can use them to support our body. And then we've talked about foundational support. So we've talked about supporting our bodies with the daily nutrients that it needs, as well as cleansing our gut periodically so that we can restore that foundation. So where do I begin? I know you're probably asking yourself at this point, where do I even start? How do I start supporting myself and supporting my emotions? So change is really a gift that is always available to us. And if you're ready to feel better and you're ready to experience more out of life, then you are definitely in the right place. And I will tell you a little bit about my story. I was diagnosed with a severe anxiety disorder at 21, and I lived my entire 20s 3 to 4 panic attacks a day, sometimes 5 panic attacks a day or more. It was debilitating. And I hid this, and I felt like I was living 2 lives half the time. And I was completely crippled by this mental health condition. And I, at some point, just believed that this is the way that my life was going to be, that this was just the way it was going to be forever. And it was probably 7 years into it that I decided no more. Like, there has to be a better way. There has to be a better option. There has to be something else out there other than this traditional, Western medicine and, all the drugs that I was being put on and the prescriptions and everything else. Nothing was working. And when I decided that there had to be a better way, I started becoming self-empowered. And we talked about this earlier, about how we are our best wellness advocates. We are the best support for ourselves. And becoming self-empowered and becoming educated ourselves to be able to give ourselves that gift is something truly amazing. And when I started doing research, I came across holistic alternatives. And I didn't know much about holistic alternatives back then. This was probably about 5 years ago. And I never really heard about it. I didn't know much about it. It wasn't as widespread as it is now. And when I started turning towards these natural solutions, I started seeing myself get better. And I started doing a lot of energy treatment. I started seeing a naturopath. I started seeing a holistic nutritionist. And I started to balance my body. I had a personal trainer, and I started to balance body from that holistic point of view, like we talked about at the beginning. So I started to nourish my body and nourish my mind and nourish my spirit and emotions. And I started to use holistic measures and solutions as well. So removing all that toxic insult, removing all of the stuff in my environment that was toxic, that wasn't creating that benefit. And when I came across essential oils, I was introduced with the ones that you're seeing in front of you right now on the screen. I was introduced to these in 2014, and I had already created my business, My Mind Fitness, which is all about a holistic approach to a fit and healthy mind. And this was the missing piece for me. I always felt that, how can I coach other people to have a fit and healthy mind if I still have this crutch where I carry my, my prescriptions in my purse? Like, how can I teach other people to live holistically and to live this, truly aligned life when I still carry these? And I was introduced to the mind mood management oils, and they absolutely changed everything for me. This was the missing piece for me. This was it. And I am so excited to say how I have not touched anything synthetic or drug related in a year and a half. I have 100% used my oils for everything. And this is what was introduced for me. And it completely changed my life. And, now I can fly and go places with so much more peace and relaxation than I ever had before. I still have my moments, I'm sure, like most people will, we're still human, but I've been able to do everything now completely within my control and feeling so much more empowered. So these were really my go-to. And this is what I talk, when we talk about emotional aromatherapy, emotional wellness, we have two different sets that you can kind of turn to. So doTERRA has the emotional aromatherapy oils, which are the 6 oils that you see on the left side of the screen. They're taken from the 6 different botanicals. And these are sort of newer blends, and they've sort of matched in with the 4 existing blends that we had on the right hand side, which is Serenity, Citrus Bliss, Elevation, and Balance. Those are the ones I started on. And now we have up an entire aromatherapy wheel, which is a really great tool to support your mood in any given moment. So you can see how there's 6 different plants that produce an essential oil to give support in their own unique and specific way. So we've got citruses, spices, herbs and grasses, trees, florals, and mints. Those are the 6 different plants that produce essential oils. And they grow a lot like how they react in our bodies, which is kind of cool. So if you think about citrus oils, citrus plants actually grow in warm, sunny climates, and they're elevated high off the ground. Well, citrus oils are uplifting, elevating, happy oils. Another example would be tree oil. So trees are deep rooted into the earth. They offer strong foundation for the plant to have strength and stability. So these tree oils offer us the same properties that they help us feel more balanced and grounded and secure. So it's kind of cool how you can see which oil that you would need. So if you look at this emotional aromatherapy oil and you're like, yes, that so speaks to me. I definitely feel kind of discouraged or apathetic. Like I really am feeling those emotions. Well, the Motivate oil then would be the one you would go to. Or you may feel angry, impatient. You might have stomach aches and headaches as your physical side effects. Well, looking at our mind mood management oils, Serenity might be the oil you would go to because the mood you'd want to elicit would be calming, soothing, alleviating anxiety, reducing cortisol, helping alleviate the nervous tension, right? So that would be the oil that you would be drawn to. So I love this. I love how our emotional aromatherapy oils really work and go to work for you and your emotional wellness. So becoming happy and connected and empowered requires choosing daily habits and healthy habits, right? So healthy mood habits create a healthy mood lifestyle. So as a first step, it's really helpful to know where you are right now. Where are you today? So this is a quick assessment that can actually help you understand how to connect your brain, your heart, and your gut, and kind of really where they are right now. So for each brain, you would kind of look and you would sort of put a mental check mark next to the statement that seems true for you. So you can kind of take a second to do that. So you can sort of check out these statements and put a mental check mark on the ones that seem true for you. So these statements that you've checkmarked are areas of strength, and they are, they're really areas that you need to celebrate, and you need to continue to nurture those, because that's amazing. You're already doing that. And the statements without the check marks, those may reflect healing gestures, and these might be opportunities for you to grow. So identify for you what the weed is. What is the weed you identified? And maybe write that down and think to yourself, what are you going to plant? What is the new belief that you need to plant? What do you need to weed out? And what do you need to implement? And then ask yourself, how are you going to nourish this new seed? If you're going to plant a new belief, how are you going to create that nourishment? Because this is going to include habits and practices and new patterns. So, maybe you want to smell wild orange when you anchor your new positive belief, or taking your lifelong vitality every single day to know that you're providing your brain and your gut the right tools that it needs, right? The right foundational support. So to sort of wrap it up and kind of finish off the last portion here is knowing that as you claim greater wellness, remember that you fill a bucket drop by drop, you clear your mind thought by thought, and you heal yourself moment by moment. I love that quote. I think that is just so true, right? It's drop by drop, which is very applicable to our essential oils, actually. So small and simple changes, guys, that is what's going to yield the best results. So we've discussed practical emotional wellness steps that you can take now. Okay, we finished off by talking about the mind mood matrix and sort of the oils that you can use for that. We've talked about how to create new lifestyle habits and how to weed out the old beliefs and plant new beliefs, and then how we can nourish those and how we can use the essential oils and wellness products to nourish our new beliefs and to create that new lifestyle. So now, the exciting part of it is for me to offer the gift of change to you guys. So I invite you to let me be your guide in starting these new habits. And I want to ask you, are you ready to begin creating new habits today? Are you ready to claim the gift of wellness? So as you've sat through this class, you may have asked yourself, okay, which tools will I use to nurture my healthy body chemistry? And one of my favorite parts about doing what I do is, and bringing the beautiful emotional wellness tools into your homes, is so that you can start using them day by day and moment by moment. So there's two ways that you can begin. You can start off by becoming a retail customer with doTERRA and bringing oils that suit your emotional wellness needs. So the oils and the products that suit your emotional wellness needs. Now, the best option for most people is to become a wholesale member. And that's where you get to bring home the oils that suit your emotional wellness needs at a 25% below retail price all year long. So why wouldn't you want to do that, right? So much easier, so a lot more affordable, and it's the best value option. You also have that option to opt in for the smartest way to get your wellness products, which is called the Loyalty Rewards Program. So almost all of our members are on a program called the Loyalty Rewards Program, because you get to earn free product credit to put towards free oils each month that you're bringing these new lifestyle products into your home. So what I've actually done is I've created a few kits that I feel are the best when it comes to advocating and claiming that gift of wellness for yourself. And so this is really the Mind Mood Makeover kits that I've sort of pulled. I feel that these are the ones that, as I mentioned, that are the best to kind of get started with. So there's 3 different kit options there. One kit option is the Natural Solutions kit, and that actually comes with a 1-month supply of the Lifelong Vitality Packs, 3 of the Mind Mood Management oils, an 8-hour diffuser, and then a ton of natural products that will help make over your medicine and cleaning cabinet, right? Detoxifying, getting all that toxic insult out of the home, starting to use oils to help with resting and managing stress. So a lot of really great products there to get you started. It also comes with a 1-year wholesale membership with doTERRA. And then the second option here is a kit that would give you the top 10 make over your medicine cabinet oils. It includes frankincense as well, and we talked about that oil. It comes with a 4-hour diffuser, a 1-month supply of the Lifelong Vitality, right? So you would kind of get on that and you would do that month by month. And then adding in the 4 Mind Mood Management oils. It will also include the 1-year membership with doTERRA as well. And then the last option here is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Again, you can see I'm very huge on the Lifelong Vitality Pack. The 4-hour diffuser, because we talked about how aromatics is the quickest link to the emotional brain and the quickest way to affect our moods. And then the 4 Mind Mood Management oils. Now, this is just an example of options that you can take. There are different kit options as well. There's different ways, there's customizable ways. And the main reason is because there is something for everybody. There's the Cleanse and Restore kit if you wanted to start with that full gut cleanse. So there's a lot of different options, and the best thing to do is just to go back to the person that invited you to this webinar. You can connect with me directly, and I'm so happy to help and to definitely provide you with any answers to any of the questions that you have when it comes to either the emotional wellness piece or how to get started or what the best way to get started for you would be. So I really want to, again, acknowledge you for showing up today to learn about maintaining your emotional health. And remember that you hold the key to your health and happiness. And all of these tools that you have just got are a gift that you can choose to receive, right? So a lot of the times it's really hard for us to choose to put ourselves first and to choose to invest in ourselves first. It's really hard for a lot of people, especially moms. But when we think about our emotional wellness, how important that is for us to give to others, we have to be whole ourselves. And that is the most important part, because our happiness and our emotional well-being is so crucial to be able to live the life that we deserve and the life that we desire. So thank you, every single one of you, so much for being on tonight. And I look forward to getting to know you a little bit better and being part of your journey, and as well, hoping that you will come on and join us and be part of our tribe and allow us to help you along this journey. So thank you, everybody, so much for popping on. And if anyone has any questions at the end, please do stay on. There is a chat box, and you can send me private messages if you have any questions. Send me your number if you'd like, and we can connect after this. So thank you, everybody, and hopefully we will chat soon. Take care.